World Cup authorities are expected to announce that the Argentine captain Diego Maradona is to be sent home in disgrace after failing a drugs test.
Ever watch a footballer and think, man, they're invincible? Well, the reality is, even the most iconic players have their Achilles heel. Off the field, away from the roaring crowds and flashing cameras, some of our beloved heroes have battled unseen adversaries. From the seductive dance with the bottle, the high-stakes allure of betting, to the whirlwind dramas of love, life hasn't always been a straight goal. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on football legends who, despite their dazzling moves, were tackled hard by life's challenges. Ready for a deep dive into the other side of football fame? Number 1. Mauro Icardi. Personal controversies. Ever flipped the sports section and stumbled upon Mauro Icardi's name, only to find it's not about his latest goal? It's not always the stellar kicks and header goals that make a player famous. Sometimes, it's the dramatic interplays off the green field that grab the limelight. Icardi, the Argentine frontman, isn't just known for those razor-sharp finishes while playing for powerhouses like Inter Milan and Paris Saint-Germain. Oh no. Whisper the name Wanda Nara, and things get spicy. She's not just Icardi's love interest, but the ex-wife of his pal and co-player, Maxi Lopez. Awkward, right? This personal saga often eclipsed Icardi's athletic brilliance, stirring potfuls of tension in the locker rooms and frowning fans. With a mix of captain armbands and headlines, Icardi's tale perfectly paints how personal dramas and professional worlds can collide, especially when the ever-watchful eyes of the media are on you. Number 2. Paul Merson. Alcohol and gambling. Ever heard the saying, every coin has two sides? Paul Merson's life embodied this to the core. While fans cheered him on, watching that dynamo of a midfielder glide through Premier League defenses, especially wearing that iconic Arsenal jersey, there was a flip side. Merson was the heartbeat of Arsenal's glory days, with his silky touches and game-changing goals. Yet off the field, he grappled with monsters of a different kind. Imagine, at the peak of his game, he battled the chains of alcohol and the unpredictable dice of gambling. It wasn't just a casual flutter or a drink to unwind. These demons sucked him into a vortex, both financially and emotionally. And guess who was watching with a magnifying glass? The media. They zoomed into his life's underbelly, often casting long shadows over his on-field exploits. Now isn't that a tale as old as time? A sports maestro's personal trials eclipsing their professional triumphs. Yet what set Merson apart was his unfiltered honesty in later years. He peeled back the curtain, revealing a world where footballers, despite their fame and opulence, grapple with vulnerabilities. Makes you think, doesn't it? Behind those stadium lights and roaring fans, there's a world filled with both brilliance and battles. Number 3. Ricardo Quaresma. Personal issues. Ever watched a fireworks display, and amidst the stunning patterns, there's that one firework that burns so bright but fizzles out too soon? Ricardo Quaresma is somewhat like that firework in the football world. Renowned for his signature trivela technique and panache on the field, he had fans from Sporting CP de Porto, all the way to Besiktas, on the edge of their seats. Yet, it wasn't just the spotlight that followed him. Shadows of personal issues did too. An enigma, Quaresma had moments where he shined unparalleled, but then there were times when his own distractions dimmed his light. Imagine being in his shoes, possessing unparalleled talent, yet clashing with coaches, leading to a carousel of transfers and loan spells. It was like watching a maestro play a stunning symphony, only to hit the wrong note occasionally. Isn't it a broader reflection on life, though? It's not just about having talent, but managing your temperament to channel that talent. Quaresma's journey is a poignant reminder. The highs and lows in one's career aren't just influenced by skill, but also by the personal battles one fights off the field. Makes you wonder, doesn't it, about the tales behind the talents we admire? Number 4. Ronaldinho. Have you ever witnessed a blazing comet streak across the sky, leaving you in awe only to see it gradually fade away? Ronaldinho's football journey reminds us of such celestial wonders. With his bewitching moves and that signature ear-to-ear grin, he wasn't just playing football, he was dancing with it. It was as if joy was the language his feet spoke. Yet as legends go, every high has its low. Off the football pitch, a cloud loomed over Ronaldinho's radiant persona. The dazzling maestro, who once lived life king-size, found himself entangled in a web of financial constraints. And then, the Paraguay passport debacle unfolded, casting him further into shadows. It's almost Shakespearean, isn't it? A character full of life and verve, facing trials that challenge his very essence. Ronaldinho's journey underscores a universal truth. Life stages aren't always evenly lit. Shadows can befall even the most luminous of us. But isn't that the nature of stars? They shine, they wane, but they never truly disappear. After all, the memories they etch in our minds are eternal. How many of you remember Ronaldinho's brightest moments? Number 5, George Best, alcohol. Ever watched a meteor shower? You're struck by a brilliant streak of light that captivates the eye, but in a fleeting moment it's gone, leaving you yearning for more. That's George Best for you. On the field, this Northern Irish maestro was the very definition of football magic. He weaved through defenders as if they were mere props in his grand performance, lighting up Manchester United and the global football stage with each touch. His play was like poetry in motion, every dribble and goal a stanza that told tales of his brilliance. But life, as they say, is never just black or white. Off the field, George grappled with demons that were as public as his on-field genius. His duel with alcohol became a relentless opponent, tougher than any defender he had faced. Tabloids feasted on his missteps, often overshadowing the magic he displayed on the pitch. This dance with the bottle cast a haze over his achievements and propelled his life on a trajectory that was heart-wrenchingly brief. By the time he was 59, the world had lost this shining star. It's a somber reminder of the delicate balance of fame, talent, and personal battles. But amidst this, one question lingers for fans. What heights could he have reached without those off-field challenges? Number 6, Chris Waddle. Personal choices. Picture this: a footballer dazzling the crowd with unmatched dribbling finesse, all while rocking an iconic mullet hairstyle that screams rebel. That's Chris Waddle for you. Not just a standout at clubs like Tottenham Hotspur and Marseille because of his skills, but also because he dared to be different. He was the epitome of blending talent with personal style. But have you ever considered the audacity to mix a football career with music? That's right. Waddle danced to his own rhythm, quite literally, even venturing into the world of tunes. Here's a curveball for you. Did you know his entrance into professional football wasn't the typical rags to riches narrative we often hear? Instead, Waddle's roots began in the gritty non-league world, making his ascent all the more captivating. His tale reminds us that sometimes the path to success is paved with not just raw talent, but a series of unorthodox choices. Curious to know where these choices led him? Or maybe how they might inspire your own unique journey? Well, stick around, because individuality has its own kind of magic, and sometimes it curls just as beautifully as Waddle's free kicks. Number 7, Keith Gillespie. Gambling. Imagine the rush of racing down the football field, the wind in your hair, and the anticipation of your next move. That's the exhilaration Keith Gillespie, a Northern Irish winger, brought to teams like Newcastle United and Blackburn Rovers. His uncanny ability to breeze past defenders and whip in tantalizing crosses made him a defender's nightmare. But what if I told you that same adrenaline Keith felt on the pitch also drew him into a treacherous game off of it? Have you ever felt the dizzying high of a win, whether it's a friendly bet or even a video game achievement? Now, amplify that by 1,000. That was the dangerous allure of gambling for Gillespie. As his football earnings skyrocketed, so did his bets. What started as a chase for a momentary thrill soon spiraled into losses tallying in the millions. But here's the kicker. Keith's struggle shed light on a hushed issue in football: players grappling with gambling addiction. Now ponder this. How many other athletes out there are silently battling similar demons? Gillespie's story isn't just about football prowess. It's a stark reminder of the shadows lurking behind the limelight, stressing the dire need for a safety net for those entranced by the glittering traps of fame. What do you think? Are sports stars more susceptible to such pitfalls? Number 8, David James. Financial issues. All right, let's set the stage. Picture this. A goalkeeper, standing tall, seemingly invincible between the posts, deflecting balls as if drawn by magnets. That's David James for you, a colossus of English football. Anchoring teams like Liverpool and Manchester City, James was synonymous with top-tier shot-stopping. Fans would chant his name, confident in his hands, guarding their team's net. But have you ever considered the flip side of fame? The whispers behind closed doors? When the roaring crowds have gone silent? For James, his prowess on the pitch contrasted sharply with his financial foibles off it. Here's a thought. Does earning big mean you're skilled at managing that fortune? James, with his penchant for snazzy collectibles and the allure of seemingly golden investments, saw his bank balance crumble. It's like catching every shot on the field but dropping the ball in real-life finances. It's kind of ironic, right? Here was a man, celebrated for his calculated moves on the field, yet misstepping in financial alleys. It begs the question, how prepared are our football heroes for the real-world challenges? And isn't James's tale a stark reminder of the importance of smart money moves, no matter how bright the spotlight on you is? After all, guarding one's net worth is as crucial as guarding the net, wouldn't you say? We hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.